Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Glory Hunter career mode. Today we are going to be kicking off our season with our new club Roma. We have the season opener against Sassuolo, and we're also going to close out this month. I believe we only actually have 2 games, so we'll play those first 2 games. Yep, Sassuolo away and then Lazio at home, and we'll also have transfer deadline day just to kind of ease ourselves into the season. Really looking forward to starting off the campaign with Roma. Obviously we've had a little bit of a rebuild already with so many players leaving the club and so many new players coming in, but let's jump into this press conference and then I will see you in the game. Alright then guys, here we are obviously away at Sassuolo for the opening day. Interesting game. They're a side that are very good for a career mode save in Italy. They're kind of outside of the top 6 or 7 teams. Got amazing kits, got some really interesting players. You can see their lineup coming through here. Obviously Locatelli's out on loan in the first season, but comes back for season 2. They've got Berardi and Davide Fratesi, who was a player that we were looking at in the summer. So definitely an interesting side to potentially do a career mode with. Obviously you can see our lineup here in that 3-4-1-2 formation. Obviously not many of the players that we've actually brought in the summer window go straight into the starting 11, at least not for now. Obviously Destiny comes in at left wing back. He is the long-term successor to Leonardo Spinazzola, and Thiago Silva comes straight into the heart of our defence. So interesting to see how he gets on, obviously now at the ripe old age at 38. But yeah, looking forward to seeing how we do. New team, new formation, new league. Let's go and get a win in this first game. It'll be interesting to see if we get exposed at all at the back, like here. That's a great tackle. And we're not the quickest in our defence. Roger Ibanez is pretty speedy. I think he has like 83 pace or something. Obviously Thiago Silva, as we've mentioned, at 38, not the quickest. And Chris Smalling as well. I believe his pace is in the 50s. So, oh, that is a snap and a half. No card, ref. Jeremy Toljan is a lucky boy. Let's see this again. Ball's gone. Yes. It's definitely worthy of a yellow, and Destiny actually looks like he might be carrying a little bit of a knock there. It's not what we want to see just 15 minutes into his debut. Here is Davide Fratesi, who, as I say, was a player that we were looking at in this summer window. Oh, Ibanez does well, but it falls back to them, and Sassuolo lead. Well, as they come forward here, we managed to nick the ball here with Ibanez, but he loses it. It comes through to Lopez, and well, it's a fantastic chance which he puts away. Little bit unfortunate the way it falls to him. Obviously we went the whole season in Spain, or well 36 games or whatever it was, without losing, and we're behind here in our opening day fixture in Italy away at Sassuolo. Let's see if we can get back into it. No chances for us as of yet. Just to provide an update as well, guys, we have seen Destiny Udogi. I need someone to tell me how you pronounce that properly. He's come off just as a bit of a precaution. I don't think the injury will be that bad. I'm hoping it's just a bruise, but I don't want to leave him out there and risk further injury. So Spinazzola's come on, a more than capable replacement. Now, is there time for one chance before the end of the half hour? Zaniolo can't quite get there, and that will do it, and we trail at the break. It's currently Sassuolo 1, Roma 0, and we haven't really got going so far. Struggling to get into any rhythm. And as you can see in the top left, one of our former players, Rodrigo de Paul, well, oh no, mistake. Oh, it's a good save by Patricio. Rodrigo de Paul didn't want to stay in Spain without us by the looks of it, and he is heading over to London to join up with West Ham United. Interesting transfer. Just can't get any sort of attacks going in this game. Should be won by Smalling and is, but it's coming straight back to us again. Shot comes in and it's 2. What a strike that is. I'm not even sure who that is for Sassuolo. Couldn't clear our lines. And we just really have not got started in this game. Smalling's clearance doesn't make it very far. It's the number 23. We'll see who it is in a moment. Picks out that far corner. Cuts across the ball. Patricio can't get there and it nestles into the side of the net. Right in front of the Roma fans. Not the sort of start that they were after. Zaniolo, chance. Hits it. Oh, it's off the woodwork. It's a great strike by Nicolo Zaniolo. Been linked with a move to Inter Milan and surprisingly Bournemouth in real life, but he's going to be staying here in this save. Della looking for the little dink into Tammy. He will get there, Tammy. Good run by the Englishman. Comes to Zaniolo and it's a good save by Stanek again. Tadic, ball in, Babega, doesn't quite land. Oh, he's just come onto the pitch, man. Tommaso Babega, the poor fella, he's just been signed from AC Milan. And the corner comes into him and he's landed awkwardly. It did look like an awkward landing. He is back up to his feet now, but looks like it's going to be 2 injuries on the opening day and this could be game. It's Lorient, the substitute. Smalling's managed to get back, gets a foot in, and that's a good save. And it looks as if we're going to run out of time here. 5 to go, and we still trail by 2. And that will do it for the opening day. It's defeat for Roma. Well, as I mentioned earlier in the first half, we didn't lose with Atletico Madrid until I think match day 36. But our first game in Italy here has not gone to plan. Defeat on the opening day for our Roma side as it finishes Sassuolo 2, Roma 0. Oh, well, guys, I said it will hopefully just be a bruise. We've just come back out of the press conference here. And we've seen that Destiny's going to be out for 3 months. And that is not what we wanted. We may have to look at bringing somebody in. Because 3 months is going to basically be until the end of the calendar year. So guys, we've just seen Ante Coric leave to go to Scotland. One of the players who was on the transfer list is now on his way to Rangers, so quite happy to get him off the books. We've got the details of the injuries here. Destiny Udogie with the broken toe will be out for 3 months, and Tommaso Babega was just a bruised shoulder, only out for 5 days. Got an interesting offer here for Zeki Celik, but to be honest, he's one of the players that I actually don't want to sell. Pretty versatile down that right-hand side. So quite happy to keep him as a backup for Rick Karsdorp. Got an offer here from Peterborough for Pietro Boer. I'm trying to shift him on, but no club seems to be able to afford his wages, so I imagine that will fall through. Right then, guys, so after that first game, opening day defeat to Sassuolo, I'm thinking there's still a few players that I want to bring into this team to make us stronger. And I think especially defensively, I want to bring in some reinforcements, let's say. Obviously, at the moment, we don't have the pull to bring in players like Bastoni. Inter Milan, a much better side than us, playing in the Champions League. We are not obviously playing in the Champions League. But Inacio, he's gone to Lyon in the first season of this save. But I'd like to bring him in. He's left-footed, so can start on the left side of that defence. Got a very bright future. 6'1", pretty quick, pretty good in all of his physical, and his technical stats are fantastic. So going to try and bring him in, but let's see what Lyon want for the Portuguese man. So I don't really have anyone left that I want to sell who's going to be worth anything. The only ones that I'm really kind of looking to get rid of are some of these backup centre backs. I'm going to chuck Bianda in, and I think I'm just going to go in with a valuation offer of 38 million and see what they come back with. So they've said they don't want Bianda, but 47.9 is not too bad. We can definitely get them down. Let's go in with 40. That's not what I wanted. 42 million pounds. 43.5. Yeah, happy to accept that for Gonzalo Inacio. Let's sit down and offer him a contract and try and bring him in. Right, so we've offered Inacio a 4-year deal. He doesn't want a release clause, which is absolutely fine by me. Wages, I'm going to give him a little bit of an increase. We'll up it to 50,000. Bit of a signing on bonus as well, which he's more than happy with. And Gonzalo Inacio, obviously a player that we will potentially be using as the Portugal manager now, has put pen to paper on a 4-year deal with Roma, and he will be joining up with us very shortly. There is the new man, Gonzalo Inacio. Very happy with that signing. My thinking behind it was, in that last game, I felt that having Smalling as the left centre-back, we lacked pace in the channels. And when you play a 3 at the back, the danger and the space is always in that channel down the side of the centre-backs. And I think having Ibanez on one side, he's definitely quick enough. But so guys, just a quick note, I'm just submitting our Portugal squad for, I believe, the upcoming qualifiers. And you may have seen in the previous episode, we actually called up Pepe. It looks as if he's retired, as we've got this guy, Alfonso Brito, in the Portugal squad. 95 strength. I am assuming this guy is Pepe's regen. He's 6'3" at 21 years old, high work rates, and he may be someone that we potentially look at in the future because this guy looks fantastic. But other than that, guys, I think this will be our squad for the upcoming qualifiers. Obviously, like I've said, Cristiano Ronaldo is back in the fold. Don't know if we're going to be playing any of those games or simming them, but you guys will find out over the next couple of episodes. Back to Roma. So guys, just before we jump into this game against Lazio, we've just had a match rescheduled email. I'm thinking that this could potentially be for the Europa League draw. So, gonna go and have a quick look. We'll find out together if it is the draw for the Europa League. Here it is, guys. Europa League group stage draw. And Roma have been drawn against. Not yet. There we are. SC Braga, Clermont Foot and Apoel Nicosia in Group H. Well, I have to say, very happy with that. As I think I mentioned in the last episode, obviously because we won the Europa League last year, we don't really have to worry about it. It is a potential route into the Champions League, but I want to focus mainly on the domestic season in this first year with Roma. So we'll probably be simming most of, if not all of the Europa League games, depending on if we need to win to get through, etc. But yeah, pretty happy with that group and likely that we'll sim most of, if not all of them, as I say. Alright then guys, it's time for our first home game of the season, and what a way to introduce ourselves to the new fans is at home against Lazio in the Derby Della Capitale. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Not an Italian. We'll call it the Rome Derby just to be on the safe side. But here we are, guys. What a massive game this is. Huge game for us, huge game for Inacio, who comes in on the left side of this defence. We've also brought in Zeki Celik on the right-hand side to play right wing-back. So, yeah, looking forward to this first game. Let's see what their team is. Luis Maximiano, Gusto, Casale, Romagnoli and Luke Shaw. Edson Alvarez, Cataldi and Luis Alberto, with Felipe Anderson, Villar and Ciro Immobile up top. Interesting team. Still feel like we could do with the signing of someone to help us with the left wing back situation. With Destiny being out for 3 months, we are going to need some help there. Oh, and they've hit the post. Bloody hell, and that should go out. Up against the new Chelsea man, Malo Gusto. Oh, Celik's made a good run, blindside. Zeki Celik, oh, what a strike from Zeki Celik, the Turk. And it's the first goal for Roma under my management. And it's the man who we brought in for this game, didn't start the opener. Little blindside run, and what an accomplished finish by Zeki. Rui Patricio plays it long. It's a great ball into Spinazzola. Could be a chance here as it's pulled back to Dybala, hits it on the turn and it's blocked. But we lead 1-0 at the break. Goal came against the run of play. But since Zeki found the opener, Lazio haven't been able to hit back as of yet. At half-time at the Stadio Olimpico, scoreline reads Roma 1, Lazio 0. Oh, Ibanez is out of position here and Villa brings it forward. Just trying to jockey and hold him up. It's Immobile who hits it. It'll come back to him. Immobile works a yard, hits the post. Felipe Anderson drills it back in and Patricio with the save once again. And we're under the cosh here. Didn't think Immobile would hit it from that tight angle, and as Anderson's shot comes through the bodies, Patricio does well to get down there. Will be a corner though. Looks like it's going to be short again. Felipe Anderson. Ball's played inside. It's another good save by Patricio. Lazio pushing for this equaliser. Looks like it's going to come short again. Oh, we've shown him inside there. Oh, what a save by Patricio again. It's the same man, the number 26. I'm not too sure who it is. That's a fantastic strike. And what a save by Patricio. Another corner. This one looks like it's coming into the middle though. It's into Anderson, who gets up, and once again it's Rui Patricio with the heroics. Causing us real issues here. That one is in again, and this time it's off the line. Surely a foul in there on Zaniolo. Play goes on. Belotti can't hold it up. Oh, this is dangerous. It's Immobile. Space opens up. And I jinxed it. I couldn't get across in time with, I'm not sure if it was Thiago Silva or Roger Ibanez, but Belotti couldn't hold up the ball, and then, yeah, I pulled the defender across thinking he was going to come one way, and he just goes on the outside. It's Ibanez who then can't get close to him, and with the outside of the right, it's a fantastic strike by Ciro Immobile. We know the sort of record that this man has in Italy over the past however many years, and we've got the foot in, and as we look to break, that'll do it. Still looking for our first victory as Roma boss. But it's not defeat. It's not defeat. So, as much as only 1 point from 6 isn't the greatest of starts, if we'd lost this one against our bitter rivals, then it would have been a lot worse. I think Lazio were the better side as well. But it ends Roma 1, Lazio 1. You can see the stats in this game as well. Lazio with more possession than us, 8 more shots than us, and a much higher XG. I'm surprised it wasn't higher with the chances they had, although a lot of the shots did come from tight angles. Us with only the 0.3 XG. We were lucky to get away from that game with a point. But so then, guys, our third choice keeper Pietro has left to go to Peterborough. he was one that was on the transfer list. I'd much rather bring someone else in as our third choice keeper. Not that you really need 3 keepers, but just to keep it realistic. So he's left. Zaniolo's got a bruise, which is fine. And we're still waiting to see if Gonzalo VR will head to Ajax. I think he's still negotiating with them. Pietro off to Peterborough. Not sure if that Gonzalo deal's going to go through. So guys, I've actually just checked it, and Gonzalo VR actually rejected the move to Ajax, so he's on the transfer list, but to be honest, I'm quite happy to keep him as another option in that midfield. But guys, I think for now there is just one more signing that I want to make. I do want to bring someone in to play on that left-hand side. We've had a loan offer for Andre Amaro, which we will try and delegate to get completed. So, guys, the one that I really want to bring in is actually Nikola Zalewski. He's a left midfielder more than a left back, but I think he can do a job on that left-hand side. Obviously, plays for Roma in real life, has moved on in-game. We don't have a full scouting report at the moment, but I'm going to see if I can bring him in. Not really sure how much to offer here because he's got a 42, I think, £1 million release clause. I don't want to overpay, but I don't want to insult them. I think I'm going to go in at first with 27.5. He's obviously a young player, but we have no idea how much his market valuation is. It might be a little bit high, that. Do we lower it? I might lower it down to 25, but I don't want them to walk out of the negotiations. Let's see what they say to 25 plus Bianda. They want Belotti plus 15. Let's remove Belotti and let's go in with 27.5. They're happy with 27.5. That's fine. I'm happy to pay that. Let's offer him a 4-year deal. No release clause. Only wants 20 grand. What we'll do is we'll actually up that to 35 and we'll bring this down to 75. See if he's happy with that. He is, and Nicola is in. So Nicola is obviously now back at the club. Let's find him. He's 77 overall, 21 years of age. Let's have a look at his stats. I know that he's absolutely rapid. Yeah, got really, really high pace, still growing as well. Pretty good technical stats as well. His defending's not the best, so I'm going to see how long it would take to train him as a left wing back. So left wing back is 155 weeks. We'll get that defensive work rate up to medium, get his defending and his physicals up. But he looks pretty good for a sort of backup left-sided player for Destiny. Tell you what, guys, as we're probably just going to run the clock down here. Don't really think we've got anything else that we want to do. I really miss the old deadline day where you could see how much money you'd spent and it would show you all your incomings, all your outgoings. It was just a cool way to see how much you'd spent, as it looks like Amaro has gone out on loan. Pretty happy with the players that we've brought in. We've had a bit of a rebuild. Oh, we've now got a loan inquiry for Ronnie Edwards. Not sure that's quite going to have time to go through. We will see if we can get it done. Again, he's someone that could potentially be quite decent in the future. I'm not sure if this loan is going to have time to actually go through, unfortunately. Oh, and interesting. Roger Ibanez has had his release clause met by RB Leipzig. Well, we don't want to lose Roger. He's out of contract next summer. That release clause is quite low. He's still only 24 years old, so yeah, happy to give him a new contract. Let's sit down with him and his agent and get that sorted before we close off deadline day. We'll add another 2 years to his deal if he's happy with that. He is. No release clause this time. We'll bump him up to 50,000. And Roger's signed contract extension with Roma, so he will not be going to Leipzig, which is perfect because he's probably our best defender that we've actually got on the books at the moment, so we definitely don't want to see him leave. That should do it. I'm not sure that loan deal is going to go through, and before we've even finished the timer, we've seen that we've got some Euro qualifiers with Portugal. where we're currently pretty comfortable in the group, still chasing Belgium. I want to send some youth scouts out again. What I'm going to do is send Maurizio out to his native Italy until the end of the season. Not looking for anything in particular. And Victor, I want to scout a bit of a unique country, one that you don't really see scouted that often. So where do we want to go? Do you know what? After a good World Cup campaign, I think I'm going to say Ecuador. We'll go 6 months. And we'll look for some physically strong Ecuadorians. Right, it's actually a relatively big game here against Poland, so we're going to sim this. Zalewski actually starts. This is the first game I've ever taken charge of Portugal. Oh, I've done quick sim. I didn't even mean to. I was meant to actually watch that out. Ronaldo with 2 goals. Great to see. And that's actually quite an important win. We needed that. Up against Erling Haaland's Norway. We'll make a few changes to the team just to give... It's a 2-0 victory and a good one at that. And Belgium lost to Croatia, so I don't know if it makes any difference, but I do think that means that we top the qualifying group. You can see here that we did manage to pip Belgium to top spot in the Euro qualifying. The win for Croatia wasn't enough to get them into the tournament, but I don't think it makes any difference where we finished. You just have to finish in those top 2 spots. In terms of how we're doing with Roma so far, it's not looking great. We're currently sat 1 place outside of the bottom 3 with just 1 point after our first 2 games. You can see there are a few teams with 6 points on the board, and actually Inter, who have played already, have 3 wins from 3 and currently lead the table. So we've already got a bit of work to be done, but makes it a little bit of a challenge, which I hope you guys are excited for. That will do it for this episode, and I hope to catch you for the next episode of Glory Hunter very soon. Peace.